welcome to the Kitchen Knitter podcast. My name is Suzanne. I've had a few new subscribers since the last podcast, which is lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. So welcome back and welcome to everyone. My name is Suzanne. I've said that, haven't I? I live in the northwest of England, in Cheshire, with my husband. We have 3 grown-up children and 4 grandchildren. I think it's been about a month since I podcast, which is good. That's good for me, isn't it? We've had a holiday in between. We went to Lake Garda for, well, we were there in Lake Garda for 7 days, but we had 2 days either side travelling because we went by train. We caught the Eurostar from St Pancras and it took us 2 days to get there. It was absolutely lovely. I did take some knitting. I thought I would, train journeys, I thought I would get more knitting done, but to be honest, I did a lot of gazing out of the window. It was lovely. It's a lovely way, and it's a lovely way to do it. It was a lovely way to go on holiday. Easy. I mean, it was very easy. We were in charge of our own luggage. You could use their Sherpa service, but you had to have a suitcase packed ready to be picked up on May the 31st. Well, we weren't going till June the 11th. And then it wasn't going to come back for another week after you returned home. Well, I haven't got enough underwear for that sort of situation. I haven't got enough clothes either, really. So we decided we'd just take our own suitcases. We thought we'd take one suitcase. And I'm dreadful at packing. I hate packing, and I'm dreadful. And so worried about not having enough underwear, I didn't take enough dresses. However, I go through it. I can wear things more than once, but not underwear. So it was lovely, and the weather was gorgeous. The forecast, the run up to the holiday, it was awful. It was going to be raining. It was going to be thunderstorms. It wasn't very good at all. So I took a couple of cardigans. I refused to take an umbrella. We didn't need them. It was warm. It was just lovely, and there was a beautiful swimming pool there. And so I bought myself a swimming costume because I haven't done that for a while, and because it was just all too gorgeous not to do. I thought, however self-conscious I feel in a swimming costume, it was just so lovely. The food was lovely, really, really nice, and we had a trip to Verona and Venice. There was a trip on the gondola, which I didn't enjoy at all, and for all sorts of reasons. And after Verona, we went to Valpolicella and had a meal at one of these agriturismo vineyards. We thought we'd be doing a bit of wine tasting, but we got a sort of a welcome drink, and then we had the meal, and it was the wine that they produced that they brought out with the meal. Oh, it was delicious. And then we went to Malchesney. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I've heard it pronounced a couple of ways, but I think Malchesney is the right way. And that was beautiful. That was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful place. And we took the ferry across the lake a couple of times, Lake Garda, and we went to Bardolino. It was lovely. It was really, really lovely. So I'll show you what I've been knitting to begin with. And in my basket, I have got the Sophie shawl. I've made a bit of progress on it. It's not a boring knit, but it's big. And this is the shawl. I mean, it needs no introduction. Everybody's either knitted the scarf. There's 3. Is it? I don't know what they call the little one then. There's a scarf. This is the shawl. This is the biggest one. And I'm now on to the decreases. I've nearly finished ball number 4. So I'm over the hump, as they say. I'm over the hump. So I'm now doing the decreases. I mean, that's the thing with it. It looks a very simple knit, and you've got this lovely I-cord edge. I haven't sewn my ends in. Lovely I-cord edge. But if you're not concentrating, you forget to do, well, if I'm not concentrating, I forget to do the increases and decreases. So I've been writing them down on a little post-it and doing it that way. And I've got a marker in there for the right side. I just need all these things just to remind me. So that's how far I am with the Sophie shawl. And I'm using alpaca wool, which is I'll show it to you because my Norwegian is not very good. Sandnesgarn, and the shade is a number, which is 1042, but it's a lovely, I would describe that as a dove grey, and it's very, very soft. And so by the time I've finished, I'll be able to wrap it a few times around. It'll be really, really nice in the winter. I've got a tweed coat, which I think it'll look really nice with. So that's, and you're knitting it on quite thick needles. I think it's a 4. Let me have a look. Oh, and the pattern just says the Sophie shawl, small, medium and large. So obviously I'm doing the large one. What does it say about the needles? I think there are 4. I can't find it. You don't want to sitting watching me thumbing through the pattern. I think it's a 4. They look fairly thick, and I knit on Symphony. I think these are the fixed circulars. They're quite nice. I prefer the fixed circulars to the interchangeables. You don't get that glitch. It's always, you have to tug your work over. So that's how far I am with the Sophie shawl. I didn't take this on holiday to knit. It was too big, far too big. But what I did take and started on holiday was a pair of socks in this really lovely cute little bag from Bubbles and Berries. She has a lovely podcast too. I think it's called Bubbles and Berries, Ord. So I am knitting the first sock pattern from it's called the Shadow Box socks from Helen Stewart's latest Sock Society. So this is the first one, and it's a really nice pattern. The thing is though, you have to concentrate with the pattern as well as doing and I've not done that. I've made more vanilla socks than have pattern socks, but let's see, that's the pattern. It's and then it's obviously it stops at the heel, and then this bit carries down the front of the, and that's where I am now. I've finished doing I'll show you the better side. It's a bit wobbly the other side. I'm hoping it smooths out on the blocking, and it's just a heel flap and gusset, but it's an eye of partridge. Do it the right way up. It's an eye of partridge heel. I've not done too many of that. I've only ever done one before, but it's very similar to a slip stitch heel, very similar. Anyway, I can't say too much, but that's. Yeah. So I've only got the one, and I'm knitting it in. This is, you see this, the lights. Don't know how we do this. It's the floral edit from Sherry Iris, and it's excuse me, Apricot Beauty, Tulip Apricot Beauty. So it's a little, I think, yeah. Well, that's a bit better there, and it's and I'm knitting them on 9-inch circulars. These are the I think, no, these are the Chigu ones. I thought these were the Sock Wonder ones. It's the other socks I'm knitting I've got on them. These are Chigu 2.25. No, start with 2.25, 2.5. So that's, and I started those on the train. going, but I didn't. I did a bit of knitting. I did do a bit of knitting on the train, but and like I said, I do like to look out the window and the passing view. So that's my second project. The other. So when you've not finished a pair of socks, what you cast on another pair, because well, it came up on Instagram that the Wool Barn had issued a pattern. And it was called. It's a paid-for pattern, and it's called the Sandown socks. Aren't they lovely? I think I prefer. I mean, I'm not going to knit them exclusively, but I do like it when there's just a pattern at the top of the sock, and then you've got nothing, you know, you finish the pattern and then you can concentrate on this. You don't have to worry about when you're doing your decreases of you know, including the pattern as well. I tend to lose my way a little bit there, but they're lovely. They're the Sandown socks from the Wool Barn, designed by Maya Davis. So they dyed up some wool sand, but when I got to the shop, to the online shop, sand had all been sold out, so I bought mist, which is, oh, that's showing the colour quite nicely. It's cashmere silk from the Wool Barn, and it's cashmere silk mist, 4-ply fingering, 80% extra fine superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon. And it's I mean, I've used their cashmere silk before. It's absolutely gorgeous. And that's not an iron partridge heel in the other one, in the sand. It's just a normal heel, thingy bobs and gusset. Slip chat. Oh, honestly, if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. This is the eye of partridge heel. No, yeah, heel flap. Get it right in a minute. And you have a little. Oh, that's I've made a mistake there. I'll show you the better side. And then you have this little sort of run of. You knit the eye of partridge, and you have 2 stitches either side that you either you purl on the right side and knit on the wrong side, and yeah, that's the eye of partridge, and that's the pattern. I think it's lovely. I'll show it to you right way around. And again, I'm using these are 2.5. These are the Sock Wonder needles. These I think from Addi, and you get one longer bit than the other. One longer to be a needle. Yep. But I think I use mine the wrong way around. I think I'm using mine on the right side, and I should be using it on the left side, because I don't know. I never seem to get it right. But I like them. I like the feel of them. They're very smooth, very nice. But they don't do them smaller than 2.5. I'm not sure why. So that's, again, I've only got one of these, and these are the Sandown socks. And I think I said out loud in a podcast that I didn't need any more project bags. Well, I bought this beauty from Paula, Stitched by Mrs. D, and it's one of her velvety ones, which I've never been able to get up to now. And it's perfect it's perfect sock size, beautifully made, and I love that fabric. Gorgeous. It's got a grey background, perfect. So that's my Sandown socks. And then there was another Instagram post to say that they'd dyed up some more sand. So this is the sand colour, but I think I'll do something else with those. I might knit this with the second sock. I mean, I need to get these finished first, don't I, before I start talking about another pair of socks. But the second sock pattern in the Sock Society, I can't remember, I think it's called Feather and Fan, something like that. And I could, and the in the picture, then they're knitted in a tonal, or it looks a tonal front. So I think it might be rather nice. I don't want to knit the same pattern again. There's quite a few sock patterns out there, isn't there? You don't need to knit the same one again and again. There, that's lovely. It's a sort of hard to describe. It is sand, but it's very pale, like a very pale sand. It's lovely. Again, it's cashmere sock. Cashmere sock. So that's my acquisition. The next thing I've been working on is, well, this is my Ziggy shawl, and I've fallen out with it a couple of times. I think on my last is it the last podcast? Might even been the last but one. I showed you where I'd made a mistake, and should I take it back and do all, you know, do it again, take it, because I was going to have to take it right back into the garter section. See, it's a very, very pretty shawl. Lovely. The Ziggy shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I'm knitting it in another Sherry Iris yarn, Seed Heads. And again, I've not got very far, and I've stopped in the middle of a row, which is not good. And I'm now on to the second bit of the pattern. If I just, because I've stopped in the middle of a row, I'm not able to show you properly, which is very silly of me. Right, let's try that. So I corrected this. I'd gone a bit funny there. Your eye just went straight to it. So I've corrected that. So that's all right. So I've done all the garter, and now I'm into the second. And this is the main pattern. If you can see. And what happened was with this pattern on the wrong side, you purl. And I just automatically assumed, not reading it properly, that you would purl on this one, but you don't. You knit. And I got quite into it before I thought, this doesn't look right, and that was why. So, you know, lesson to self, note to self: read the pattern properly. So that's as far as I've got with the flossy shawl. I did have an idea of taking it with me in case it was a little cool in the evenings, but actually it turned out to be quite warm in the evenings. We didn't need anything, a cardigan or wrap or anything. It was lovely. So I'm now back on track with this, and I'm friends with it again. And this is it's a 2 skein shawl, and this is the Seed Heads in the skein. Oops. It's Sherry Iris, and it's a 4-ply sock, superwash merino and nylon. Really nice, pretty shade. I think I've shown this a few times now, so I won't show this one again until I've made significant progress. So that's that one. That's a bit of knitting. I think I showed us another pair of socks in a Woolly Mammoth sock set. Well, I've pulled that back. I didn't like it. I think it needed a pattern. I very ambitiously took this on holiday with me. I thought I might finish the socks. So I'll knit another pair of socks, and I'm using and I thought, and I caked up this Sherry Iris floral edit, this one, and it's very, very pretty. It's either, some people say gypsophila, some say gypsophilia. I think gypsophilia sounds nice, and that's what I was going to knit. Now then, have I got the pattern in here? Oh, I wonder if I was going to knit. I think I might have decided to knit the second one in, but having got that, yes, I was going to knit the Feather Vein socks. This is the second one in the recent the Sock Society from Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, and that's the Feather Vein socks. And I thought they would look nice, maybe in this one. I don't know. I haven't started them yet. I very ambitiously took another sock pattern, and I was thinking, mind you, if I hadn't taken it, I'd probably been. I thought with the weather being awful, or the forecast was awful, then maybe I'd get a bit more knitting time, because we wouldn't be able to go out, because it didn't sound very good at all. So that's that one. So I am going to knit, talk about not knitting the same pattern again, but I'm going to knit another Tresco, and this is by Anna from Along of Anna, and I'm going to knit it. I have knitted one, and it was too small. I used up all the Positive Ease just to get it to fit me, just to fit into it. So I'm going to use Anna's. She has now got a lovely, I've never been, but I've seen it on Instagram, a lovely bricks and mortar shop, and she has her own brand of yarn, which she sources. It's sustainable and cruelty free. So I am going to, you have to hold a fingering weight and a mohair together, and I'm going to use this one. This is Louvre. So that's the mohair, and the content is 72% Fine Kid mohair, 28% mulberry silk, and this is superwash merino, traceable and non-muleized. See, there's all the on the ball band. It says it's traceable, non-muleized. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Is that what it says? Mules, non-mulesed. It's quite small writing, that. I'm not quite sure what that means. And it reaches a standard, and there's some I think there's a certificate number on there somewhere. Anyway, it's Anna's own yarn. So I'm going to knit another Tresco in this, but I thought I might be able to start it when I was on holiday, honestly. So, but I'm going to knit a bigger size, obviously. I mean, I think I've said before, in my head I'm a 6 foot willowy blonde. Well, that's blatantly. What were you trying to say? Blatantly obvious. So that's that. So that was two. That was two projects I took on holiday, which didn't even come out of the bag. But never mind. So that was that. I've done nothing on my Jakers. It's the other thing is, it's when it's the weather here, it's been really muggy, been very, very warm, and just don't. I've been sewing. It's been easier to sew. So I think that's all of the knitting. Oh well, there's a thing, isn't there? Christmas in July, and I mean, for me, it's good, because I always tend to think about Christmas presents and, oh, I'll knit this, or I'll make that, far too late, and don't get things finished. And it was, I think it was in the new year was it the new year? This is Eden Cottage yarn, and this is called Super Secret Seasonal Stash Yarn. So, it came with a project marker, and this one is called, it's 100% New Zealand Polwarth wool. So it's quite, feels quite firm. It's really nice, and it's got little dots of red in it. And you get a project bag, a Christmassy project bag made by Kalak Shek. I'm going to show you that. I don't know. There we go. And the project bag with robins on, and then a very, very nice seasonal lining. It's holly berries and holly leaves and lovely flowers. Is that meant to be is it the Christmas rose, that little plant? I'm not very good with names of plants. So I thought I might knit some Christmas socks, make a start, and knit these from Eden Cottage yarn. So that's that. But I mean, I should have started it by now, shouldn't I? So I've been sewing, and I made a dress, and it's not an Ellis or Hattie. It is the dress shirt. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sort of, I should have put it on, shouldn't I, really? Anyway, it's you've got the sort of the shirt tails at the bottom, and it scoops round, and then you've got this bib at the front. I don't know if you can see this bib at the front, and I put the yoke lining. That is a bit of liberty, I thought, because it's quite, this is not a colour I would normally wear. I made a couple of, I put them on Instagram, I think. I made a couple of dresses. One was out of quilting cotton, and the other one was like it was a linen from Merchant and Mills, but it was a stray. It was very, very see-through, and it was quite a crisp linen. I can't remember what I think it was on. I think it was in the sale, or it was a remnant. I can't remember. It's quite a big remnant, wouldn't it be? Anyway, so I thought, oh, well, I'll wash it, and it shrunk, so it doesn't fit me. But again, I thought this is too pale. But anyway, I'll do something else with it, because that was an Ellis or Hattie dress, and so was the one in quilting cotton. It was like a cream with little green leaves on it, and I had it in my basket. I bought it as a backing for a quilt, but never used it. So I thought, I wonder what it would look like as a dress, but I did wear it on holiday, because, like I say, I didn't pack enough, so I was running out towards the end of the week. I was thinking, this is the only clean thing left. I'll have to wear it, and I wasn't sure. Anyway, so this is quite. This is Merchant and Mills linen. It's their 185 core collection. Is it 185? And it's French clay. So it's a sort of, it's not unlike the wool, sandy. It's sort of pinky clay. It's very hard to describe, and I'm probably not sitting in the best position. See, it blows it out. It's, oh, that's a bit better. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm just not sure it because you see, I wear these inky blues and dingy greens. I've sewn something this morning. I haven't finished it. I don't know whether I can whiz you around. I've got you on the tripod on the settee in my sewing room, and my tripod is falling to bits because I dropped it and it didn't do it any good at all. Sorry, I'm a bit close now, but if you can see on the mannequin, there she is. I put her shoulder back on. It is oh, you can't see for the overlock now, can you? Oh, let me see if I can just shove it over to one side for a minute. Yeah, it's oh, we're a bit far away, aren't we? It's another Ellis and Hattie dress, but I'm not going to put sleeves in. I'm just going to bias bind. I'm not lined it, because that's what you do if you don't put sleeves in. It's you do a bit of a lining. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to put bias binding, and I've got some very nice Liberty bias binding which I'll use. I know I just hope it goes. I think it's got a bit of green in it, but that one is Garden Slate, and it's a lovely green. It's oh, it's a slaty green. It's like a black green. It's lovely. And again, I'm back in my comfort zone now. Yeah. Back in my comfort zone. So I've got the bottom bit to do. I've got I've got to gather up the skirt bit and then attach that. And it's done. I've done all the other things. I've done all the bits and pieces here. Got the darts here. Yeah, did that this morning. I used Garden Slate. I think I put it up on Instagram. I was making a pinafore dress, and it was a simplicity pattern. I didn't finish it. I did the top, and you had to line it, obviously, because it was like a. If I can find the pattern. Oh, there it is. I thought it was at the front. I probably had a sneak peek into my very untidy cupboard. Oh, no, you this one, and I'm making that one, and I'm making it in linen, and I'm not sure. It said linen, it was suitable for linen, but I think that is a jersey fabric because the pockets sort of bow out a bit. But I only got this far. You can see the top one there. And I didn't like the lining I'd chosen. I'd chosen another linen lining, and I just thought, no, I want a cotton lining would have been nicer. So I'm going to look out for some Liberty or something, and unpick it and start again. But it's pretty. That's the number. I thought that might come in handy in the winter with things, just making something a bit different. I mean, that's not me at all with all that. That doesn't appeal. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing really. And the other thing I've been doing is English paper piecing. I think I showed you. I've been doing the subscription boxes, the block of the month from Alice Caroline, and that's half of a circle, and then you do some embroidery in the middle. I haven't got the box. I've decanted it all into a sewing box, so to keep it all together because the box kept coming apart. So I've got a bit more of that to do. I might be able to show you. That's what it will look like. Which one am I doing? Yeah, this one. I mean, that's what it's going to look like. So I'm following all the, and then this bit here is the embroidery, and it's wildflowers. So we'll see. I think the embroidery is going to take me a little time. And then another thing I was doing was just putting some Liberty hexagons together. And I'll have 5 of these. Now goodness knows what I'm going to do with them. I wanted to make a small quilt just to sit on the back of this very comfortable but unlovely chair and just have it. I was watching Karen from Stitches and Jackson. She's got a beautiful quilt on the back of her chair. It's like little small squares, and I thought, oh, I wonder if that would look better. But anyway, I'm having a go at this, and I'll see what I'll do with it. I don't know. More make a block of white, I suppose, and there's 5 of them, so do be one, 2, 1 in the middle, 1, 2. We'll see anyway. I'm not very good at doing all this on my own off my own bat. I follow patterns slavishly. I follow recipes slavishly. So me making this up. It was actually a little kit. My daughter gave it to me, and it was they'd already been cut out. It's from Alice Caroline. And it was, I think it was 30 of these, and then she gave you a template, but I had the hexagons, the paper hexagons, and I thought, well, I'll see what I can do with 30. Let's just have a play. Initially, I put them all together and thought, well, I could make no, it was too busy, far too busy. So I've done that one, and I've sewn these down, but with my the other one, this one, and Alice Caroline recommends to use the glue. So, and so does Jules. She uses the glue from So Violet. In fact, I've bought some from her, and I bought some needles and things, but she sells the glue, and then you get a little refill as well. So, I think that's it. I haven't, what have I been reading? Oh, I've started to read, what did I read on holiday? I can't remember. It's gone. Can't remember. Oh, it was an Elizabeth Buchan novel. It was just a novel about a family, domestic novel. It was quite nice. It was written I think it was written in the late 90s, early. I get her mixed up with Ursula Buchan and Elizabeth Buchan, and Ursula Buchan is the writer who's related to John Buchan, 39 Steps, and Elizabeth Buchan is not. And Ursula Buchan writes gardening books too. and it was Elizabeth Buchan's book I read on holiday. It was nice. It was an easy read. Families and affairs and things like that. But it was, you think, yeah, that could happen. That could happen. But I've decided to go back to the classics, and I'm now reading The Warden by Anthony Trollope, and I'm going to read the Barchester series, the Barchester Chronicles. Yeah, I've lost my reading mojo a little bit too. I thought I would go back to the familiar. So I've got those to read, and I've been listening. I've subscribed to Audible. I just get 1 credit a month, but sometimes they do back up. And I've been listening to Richard Coles, the Reverend Richard Coles. It's Richard Coles, Murder in the Parish, and that's a very nice, easy listening. Cozy Murder, I think it's in. He did Murder Before Evensong, and I bought that book. I saw it in Waitrose, and I was doing some shopping, and I thought, oh, I'll buy that and read it. And it was a very good read. It was just nice. It was just a nice read. It's set in the 90s. No, it's earlier than that, because they talk about the Eurovision Song Contest and when Celine Dion won. Because he makes a comment about the fact she's Canadian but was representing Switzerland, but she won. And that was 1980. It was 1980 something. So, and some of the television programs that he talked about his mother watching. But it's a really nice book. It's really nice. Lots of dialogue, chatty, like a chatty book, and Murder in the Parish is just the same. Yeah, it's really, and there's similar characters, and some of the same characters. His mother's obviously in it, and a couple of other people who live in the village are mentioned. It's really nice. And I got a book from the library. I reserved this one. And it's lovely. This one, Natural Cozy Cottage. She has a gorgeous Instagram account called Cozy Cottage, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I might even buy this book. I bought all the. It's very similar to Cabbages and Roses, Christina Strutt's books. It's and it's just a gorgeous house, and she has embroidery workshops in her house, and it's just gorgeous. But I think she's Canadian, but lives down south somewhere, and it's just gorgeous. There's everything I love about a house. Flowery curtains and a pelmet, and oh, it's just gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. Let's see what's inside. So I haven't looked at it properly. I think it's been out about a year now, so, and I just kept forgetting to. Yeah, look at those lovely curtains. Oh, love that sitting room. Gorgeous. And she's got a gorgeous kitchen. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? It's beautiful. Just a natural style. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I've got that. That's probably I'm probably putting down The Warden and reading this. Anyway. So that's about it really. Another rambly podcast, but next time I podcast. Now my husband's going away. He's out today. That's why he's out for the afternoon. So that's why I jumped on, as they say, and he's going away a week on Wednesday. He's going on a cycling trip to France. I mean, he's not cycling. He's not stepping, going on his bike from this door to France. They're being bussed down, driven down to Portsmouth, and then they'll start cycling once they get to France. And they're doing the Normandy beaches and things. I think he's back on Sunday. I mean, I think they get there and then start coming back. But anyway, he enjoys it. He likens it to the last of the summer wine school of cycling. So you can imagine, can't you? They have fun. And they're sensible about it. They don't cycle for too long. have a break for lunch and then a break for afternoon tea, and then they get to their hotel, which has all been booked ahead, and they have dinner and a couple of drinks, and then they're in bed early to be up the next morning to carry on. So but they have fun. They have fun, yeah. And I get some peace. Ooh, 4 days. I was thinking about, because I work Wednesday and Thursday, I thought about taking the days off work, and I thought, no, I've had quite a bit of time off lately. Oh, owed to me, but no, I'll save my days, and because I had all sorts of ideas. Oh, I'll do that. Oh, I'll paint my sewing room, and I'll do this, and I'll do that, and I keep changing my mind. I'm not going to do anything. I hate decorating. Absolutely loathe and despise decorating. So I'm just going to work with what I've got. I mean, I can live with it. It's all right. It's my daughter's colours, and she painted the room, so there's a couple of wibbly wobbly lines and things. But I'm no great decorator either. I just can't stand. I can't stand the mess. Can't stand the upheaval, and I can't stand the mess. So I don't know. I think I'll. Do you know? I've got some more material from Merchant and Mills. I've got a blue, and I think I'll make another dress shirt, and it's their colourway. Their colourway. The Autumn Seas, I think it's called. So it's a very, it's like a grey blue. It's really nice. So I might do some. I might even crack on with my English paper piecing. You never know. Anyway. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, liking and subscribing. Apparently if you do that, it gets out to more people and my channel might grow, but that's lovely. Thank you very much.